pronunciation of your surname?
Yeah, my name is Adam Killier.
And you are?
I am the town mayor of Saltash and I'm the convener of the Keep Cornwall Whole campaign.
Okay, and why are you opposed to this legislation?
We're opposed to this legislation because this legislation says when it comes to MPs, mathematics is more important than anything else. You can chuck out politics, you can chuck out history, culture, economics, sociology, you can chuck out geography and a rather large river that's just behind us here, and you can say, actually, no, maths are more important than that, they're more important than people and place, and we don't agree with that.
In real terms, what would be the major problem with a cross-border constituency?
Well, you'd effectively be asking an MP to stand astride the Tamar with a foot on each bank and represent two completely different areas fairly. That's not fair to ask an MP to do that. It's not fair to Cornwall for that to happen. It's certainly not fair to Devon either to say that that should happen. People won't be represented properly. Look, in this country, we don't have MPs for people who are 29 or MPs for people who are called Bob. We have MPs for communities. We have MPs who represent coherent places. We're saying Cornwall is a coherent place, Devon is a coherent place, can deserve their own representation.
You know, you don't seem to be getting a great deal of support from the Prime Minister and the Deputy PM, following on from David Cameron's comments last week about the Amazon and the Tamar. I mean, how do you respond to that?
Well, I should say that the Deputy Prime Minister did meet a delegation, which Steve Gilbert MP very kindly set up for us. We had half an hour with him, we had a fair chance to put our case across. As far as the Prime Minister's remarks go last week, he said that that's not the Amazon, and we absolutely agree with him. Because the Amazon does not mark the start of a single cultural and historic region with its own language. The Amazon could hardly be the border of a European Convergence 1 funding region. And the Amazon was only discovered 500 years ago, whereas that has been our border for over 1,000. So David Cameron made a mistake, and we will forgive him if he recognises the strength of feeling and does what we want over this issue.
Now, obviously, you're hoping for a good result on Tuesday and throughout the week, where discussions will be taking place
Absolutely.
about this issue. If it doesn't go to plan, if they still continue to go forward with the bill, what will you do? How will you respond to that?
We'll fight the case with the Commons. If it doesn't succeed in the Commons, we'll fight the case in the Lords. If it doesn't succeed in the Lords, we'll keep fighting every legal way that we could think of to resist this, to say this is not good for Cornwall, it's not good for Devon, it's not good for the country. We'll fight on until the fight is over.
Okay, so the message to the people of Cornwall, if they're asking what are our MPs doing, what are our elected officials doing about this proposed cross-border constituency, what will you tell them? What will you say to them that you're doing?
I'll say that we can continue to fight this case until the fight is over, that our MPs are on board in Cornwall, that the towns and the parishes of Cornwall are on board, but you can help too. You, the people of Cornwall, can write to the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister, you can write to the press, you can write to other people and get them to write too. We're all in this one together. Cornwall one and all, we're fighters to keep Cornwall whole.
Perfect.